Hey, yeah, man. What's good, baby? That's some good soup. How was your Super Bowl? Did your team win? That's cool, man. You ever take a piss in like the last 2 seconds of it? You know it's gonna hurt for the rest of the day. So listen, we got no trades today, no trades on Friday. Really nothing happened Friday. We don't get dude, nothing happens Friday. Nothing has been happening Friday for us. Let's start with Friday. Today is the 10th of February. This would be the 9th. So yeah, we were looking on Friday. Big sell-off. What does the daily look like? Let's take a look at the daily because it really, yeah, it was starting to get a little goofy here. And then you're consolidating, but you are going up. And now the question becomes, are we going to break this high? We had a little double top over here, and we had a little double top over here. But a lot of good momentum today, yesterday with that big green thing. But yeah, it's funny because it's like, I think, oh, we're just reversing that sell off. Friday wasn't the 9th. I'm silly. It was the 7th. So huge sell off. Nice zone, dude. Nice zone right here. Thing about these zones is like, I keep going back and forth about how accurately you want to be on these zones. I think the bottom line is it doesn't matter as much how accurate they are. This is one of those data driven decisions that you have to make, um, which is something I don't do. Something I got to work on is actually being data driven. I haven't journaled in a while. I remember when I had that really long win streak, kind of when I started trading supply and demand last summer. I had my oh, I don't have it on this computer, but I had my my calendar, my daily notes. I've been listening to. I almost finished my Trading in the Zone round 2 audiobook, and what I'm getting this time around, another thing right now, you gotta have a system. And by system, I mean you gotta be collecting data. You gotta be aware of how much risk you're taking on, how much profit you could take. Little things like how much when you get into a trade, let's just say for example, I bought on this little green candle here. Let's say I buy right here and I'm targeting this high, okay? It hits, and let's say my stop loss is, well, your stop loss would be down here. Horrible example. I wasn't ready for this. Let's say I sell, let's say I sell right here, okay? Instead, let's use this as an example. Let's say I sell at the close of this kind of doji almost bar, okay? Right there. Let's say I sell right there. How much you want to have a spreadsheet where you're like, here's the price I sold at, here's the time I sold at, here's where I put my stop loss. So you're gonna write down in your spreadsheet, uh, 961. Maybe you do nine, put down your stop loss, put down your profit target, which mine would be this zone down here. So 886. Have a formula, figure out what that ratio is for you. Tell the spreadsheet if you won or lost. This would be a win. But also other small things like how much did the trade go against you? In this case, actually like zero, like maybe like a tick. Um, Not that this is a trade that we'd take, but like if you're writing a spreadsheet, actually zero. So the reason you want to do small things like that is because if you're used to setting your stop up here and you go back over your data and you say, okay, all my stops are up here, but what I'm noticing is that anytime I get into the trade, 90% of the time it only goes against me 2 ticks, which you're getting from writing everything down every single time you take a trade. That means you can look back at your data and you can change your strategy to be like, okay, I can, if I'm just taking that much, I can take way less risk, right? So it's just shit like that. It's small shit. But that's also kind of micro stuff. Um you gotta have your strategy in place, you gotta back test it. And once you're forward testing it, you can do this while you're back testing too, but just forward and back testing, recording everything. It's easy to get like bogged down with data, like what time of day it is, what the just everything. But you gotta kind of learn how to pick and what's the right data to use, things like that. This is just what made me think of this is because I realized I don't really record on paper. I know we were talking about like where I should put my stop in the last couple of weeks. I've been thinking like, do I put it at the zone or at the candle? But if you're recording this stuff and like actually rationalizing it, you can look back at your data and say, this is how I should change my strategy optimally for this market condition. And yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's daunting. Like, but you can do it. Just do it, man. It's the only way to get this, the only way to optimize yourself. That's a tangent. But I do want to make a video about shit like that, about actually tracking your shit, tracking your data. I also want to make a video about, because this is kind of tied in, I want to make a video about like runners, taking runners. So for example, like running, if you sell here with 3 contracts, you take 2 off at this area and then you let one go and you move the stop for that last one up to your break even point. Not a bad strategy on something like this, but a lot of people misrepresent scaling out because, dude, it's people pose it as like a risk-free solution, and it's just not, bro. You're just taking on more risk, unless unless you trade one contract. This is your profit target here. That's your profit target for when you're trading one contract. You get consistent enough that you can graduate and you say, I can go up to 2 contracts now. And rather than saying my first profit target is here and my second one is here, let's say here, that's completely different than saying my first profit target is here and my second profit target is where it would be if I had one contract. Because you're just taking on more risk. It is not risk free. I started trading technical analysis with like Pat's price action stuff, and he kind of misrepresented it a little bit. You're really, especially if you're just starting out with one contract, which you should be, you're doubling your risk to get a runner in. It's horrible practice for a beginner, unless you're doing something like this. But well, you're still doubling your risk because if it doesn't hit your first profit target, 2 contracts instead of one now are gonna hit your. So, anyways, what a fucking tangent, huh? Happy Monday. There's something to be said about scaling out. I think it's more advanced than people like say it is. I know my last video I scaled out a bunch, but maybe I got lucky. I don't know. It's easy to know your levels and your let's just make a fucking whole video about it though. Because I would love to dive into something like that. For now, let's just do this chart review, okay? So really nice zones here with just big candles, moving away from the zones. Does it ever come back? No. It comes back to this one. Obviously, no good bounce in the 5 minute. Here, a lot of consolidation. Kind okay move, but like, look at this. It's just like a wall of bars. This is on the 5 minute. Just a wall of bars. You don't want to take anything. It's a little sketchy, and also these higher highs, and then you kind of tap into it, and then yeah, I don't like that. Then you got these two kind of layered demand zones. You do get a nice little bounce out of there. I'm sure in a lower time frame, you're looking at like a trap, fake out, you know. Um, but we're looking at the 5 minute, and I don't like that, bro. And then you come down here again, same deal. Closes inside. That's a big no for me. Also, again, like the actual formation of the zones, this one's better than this one, the top one, because you have these two bars going up and then another one on top. But you still have this wick of the bar that actually makes the zone. This crazy huge long wick above this thing, then a green candle, then another red candle. So not great, not great zone formation. I think that's the weekend, and then you jump over here, a little bit of upward. Yeah, we recover all that. So all this happened over the weekend. I didn't realize that. Huge friggin' right at 6 p.m. it bounced, and then into the weekend. Oh no, that was this. I'm confused. That was yesterday. Okay, Sunday 6 p.m. We saw it bounce. I don't know why. Steady move up. That's why you're seeing this kind of down thing, and then move up. Whatever. Um, this was today. I was kind of looking at it out of the corner of my eye at work. Um, this if if this was like no wick, this would have been a lot better. This is one of those ones that like it works out obviously, but the last trade I took was this little just one of these little bounces. We were in an uptrend, and then actually maybe we weren't, but the last one I took just a quick move up and then quick move down to the zone, and then we went straight up. Um, those are nice and reliable, but not when there's all this wick going on here. That's why this is no good. Good signal candle, good rejection of the zone, but the zone itself, I drew it, but I just don't like it. I don't like this candle because that technically means the zone is already tapped. I don't like this wick. That's just like kind of indecision. That's mainly it. It's just the wickiness. If this thing had like stacked bars going up, you know, just pretend I can draw for a second going up like this. And then we came back down. And then we came back down and we saw a rejection like this bar right here. That would be something you wanna buy into. But um it's just like the market's just indecisive kind of there. There's a little too much stuff going on. There's too many people comfortable trading right around here. And then the rest of the day, yeah, it was just kind of a crawl. Um, this is also not a great zone. Already in generally an uptrend, and then you get this little bar. It's not good. Yeah, really consolidated for the rest of the day. This is in the afternoon. Yep, there's nothing, dude. Nothing good. Nothing good going on. So, eat your soup. We're gonna keep our eyes peeled this week for opportunities. My cat is doing something crazy. And yeah, just keep that equity curve, baby. I now have to maintain a minimum balance of 48,176, which I think is 25. Oh, my cat is going insane. $2,500. I can't lose more than 2,500. Yeah. Well, let's look at this. I love calendars. I think these were just like test trades. Nice. Yeah. So, um, that's it. I would love to make those videos that I talked about. I'm gonna have to compile my thoughts so I don't just fucking ramble. But yeah, see you.